how are you today?
I'm alright, thank you very much. Yourself?
I'm good, thank you. My name is Miriam. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. My name is John and thanks for having me today.
Of course. I hope you got here okay. Did you drive? Did you get public transport?
No, actually I rely on public transport. I don't own a car. Taking the train wasn't a big deal. Even jumping on to hop on a bus to get here wasn't a big deal as well. But getting into the building and finding your office out of about 70 odd other offices in this building was a big task. So yeah, especially with my eyesight, it hasn't been that great. So yeah, but look, I'm here now, so all good.
Well, I'm glad you made it here okay. I don't blame you because I sometimes get lost in these offices myself.
I'm glad that I'm not the only one there.
Yeah, for sure. Do make yourself comfortable. If you need anything at all, please let me know. I've got a glass of water for you here, and yeah.
Thanks for offering. I'm alright, thank you very much.
Sure. So just before we get started, something really important that I want to get out of the way is an aspect of our relationship that's always emphasized is confidentiality. So that means whatever you share with me is kept private, no matter what, unless in an instance when you or someone else is in immediate harm or danger, then I can share that. But for the most part, everything you say is private. And yeah, is that okay?
Thanks for relaying this kind of information. It's important for me to understand that, and I really appreciate it. And it makes me feel good that my privacy and my mum's privacy are protected by the law. So thanks again.
For sure. I will, if you're comfortable, is it okay if I write some notes throughout our session?
Please feel free to do so. I'm alright with that, yeah.
Okay. So what brought you here today?
Long story short, my mum wants to change her will. The current will that my mum has got in place at the moment is the one that she's had for years. At that time, she wanted me and my 4 other siblings to equally share her inheritance in the case of, God forbid, if she passes. Recently, my mum expressed her wish, asking me to come and attend this appointment, obviously, so that I can relay the message to yourself on her behalf, asking to change the will. So my mum really wants to change the will now, and she wants to appoint me as the sole beneficiary. Unfortunately, recently my mum hasn't been herself much, for an elderly person, obviously, they're not expected to be always in a good shape. But over the last few months, things haven't been normal. What I mean by that is that she was showing some symptoms of forgetfulness, a bit of short temperament as well. Things like that.
Okay. So from what I've gathered is that your mother wants to change the will to be under your name instead of the rest of the siblings. Is that right?
Correct. She wants to change it, and she wants to appoint me as the sole beneficiary of her inheritance.
Okay. Also, you said that your mother has been acting differently lately. How long has this been going on for? Have you sought out medical advice? Have you got,
Unfortunately, it's been going on for a few months now. And yes, we did seek some medical advice. So I took my mum and we visited her family doctor on a couple of occasions. That was a few months ago. Based on the doctor's opinion, he suggested that we should visit a neurologist, of which we did. Many tests were held as well or conducted on my mum. A couple more other meetings with the doctor as well. And by now, we do have a diagnosis of early stages of dementia. It's unfortunate, but obviously the doctors are saying that this is very normal at that stage of life. It hasn't been easy for me because I look after every single aspect of her life, of daily life, and which I don't mind, but sometimes you feel that you need some support. Unfortunately, this is not shared by my 4 other siblings. It's like they've been avoiding the house and my mum as well.
Okay, so it looks like like you have a lot on your shoulders.
Oh yeah. Look, as I mentioned to you, I look after all her everything that my mum needs from the moment that she wakes up to the moment that she goes to her bed. When she wakes up, I help her out of the bed. I take her to the shower. I prepare her food, and I feed her as well. I give her her medicine whenever she needs to go out, whether for quick shopping around the corner, or even for medical appointments as well. I do all of that. I clean the house. I look after the gardening as well. I do everything that she needs. And unfortunately, as I mentioned to you, my siblings are not taking part of that responsibility, although it's their mum as well. I'm fine, but at least what's annoying with me is not the fact that they're not sharing their responsibility. The annoying part is that they have been throwing accusations against me that I have been pushing my mum to change the will in my favour.
Okay. Well, good on you for looking after your mother. That's, kudos to you.
Thank you.
So if you don't mind sharing, why is it that your siblings are not helping out?
Look, they've got their own lifestyle, busy lifestyle. Obviously, they all have jobs. They've got families as well. And it seems to be the fact that my mum is not on their priority list. Now, again, as I mentioned to you before, I'm not against that in any way. I mean, I've got the time and the energy to do it, and I'm happy to continue. But at the same time, you want to feel that there is a bit of support given to you throughout that time. Yes, I understand that they have jobs and busy lifestyle, but again, that's their mum. And for them to throw that kind of accusation against me, saying that I am doing what I'm doing in order to convince my mum to change the will, that hurts, and it hurts a lot.
Of course, everyone deserves support during difficult times. I completely understand that.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. So have you always been living with your mother, or did you move in recently?
Indeed, I used to live in Melbourne. I lived there for 5 years. I used to be a team leader working for Woolworths over there. Unfortunately, about 5 months ago, I lost my job, and for many different reasons, I'm not going to go through that now. I lived off my savings for some period of time, but at the end, I felt that I was about to slip in a financial hardship, and I knew that if I stay longer, I'm not going to be able to continue. So I decided to get back to the family home, and it's actually serving both of us in a good way. So I've got a roof on top of my head, and at the same time, I'm happy to offer my time and effort to serve my mum. And the main thing is my mum needs it, not just someone to physically help her doing things around the house. It's actually an emotional and psychological support that I'm trying to offer here. As I mentioned to you, my siblings haven't been that cooperative when it comes to that, and they haven't been really focusing on that side of things. I'm happy that I'm serving my mum both physically and psychologically as well.
Okay. John, thank you so much for sharing all that information. I know it can be difficult in these situations to deal with. This is something that we probably can't, get done in one sitting, especially that your mother isn't here.
How come? Okay. So yeah. She needs to be present.
100%. Yeah. So, it's her will. It's not, Would she be able to come in anytime soon?
Look, the idea of her attending an appointment like face to face is not something that is impossible. It may be difficult, especially that she hasn't been mobile much recently. Is there any way that we can manage that kind of meeting at all?
We actually can. So we actually offer Skype consulting, so we can go through everything through a video call if you're comfortable with that.
Excellent idea. I've got a laptop at home, and once that booking is arranged, obviously I'll be more than happy to get everything ready. Me and my mum, or even even if you want to just meet up with her on Skype, I can just get everything ready for her and for her to continue with the meeting. So yeah, great. All right. So do we have to wait for a long time before we can book an appointment?
No, probably the max would be 2 weeks, and you should be able to get an appointment. You have to speak to the receptionist though, just because
Will do.
I'm not sure exactly when I'm free.
Yep.
But yeah, do you have any other questions?
No, I think you've actually answered all my questions. I mean, with the information that you gave already. So yeah, I feel great. I'm very comfortable today. I think this meeting has been fruitful. Thanks for offering all the information that you offered. And on my way out, I'm going to speak to the receptionist to make sure that we've got a booking within the next 2 weeks.
Perfect. Thank you so much for coming in today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Lovely having you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.